Welcome back, everyone. On your Do Now, I wanted you thinking about Antarctica. What's going on down there? What's it like? Well, humans don't natively live there. There's no countries, there's no cities. So, what's actually going on in Antarctica? Well, this week we're going to be looking at Antarctica, a lot of kind of what's going on, what do humans do, what sort of plants and animals, um, different things like that. So, here's Antarctica on our world map. Not a very good depiction of what Antarctica looks like. Right? This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Remember, we talked about how countries at the top and the bottom of the map tend to get stretched and distorted and made bigger. Well, Antarctica looks really messed up. It's really distorted on this map because it's down at the bottom, the South Pole. It doesn't look good in most maps. Now, it's usually not a big deal because no one really lives down there, and no one really travels there, and there's no business going on, that we just sort of ignore it. But it is a continent, is important to our world. We just don't really have a good sense of what it looks like. Here's another map of it. It's really messed up. Look how stretched out this one is. So my maps are mixed up. Sorry about that. Here's another one, satellite images, where you're putting Antarctica more at the middle of the map, right, being mid the ethnocentric. But you can see how distorted the rest of the world becomes. Here's another way of looking at it, maybe most accurately, where you cut out most of the world, but you can see kind of what Antarctica looks like, where it's close to, its shape, all that. And there's the South Pole. Directions don't make a whole lot of sense in Antarctica. Here's south. Every direction you look is north. So we can't even describe Antarctica using our words like the north, the east, the west, because it's all north except the middle, which is south. And so it gets really confusing. Antarctica, you can see it's a little bit bigger than the United States, not quite double the United States, so it's not huge. It's not a large amount of land. This is what it looks like if all the ice were to melt. It's mostly ice, a lot of ice shelves, so ice that's over the ocean. But if it were to melt, it would look something like this. And there's some pictures of what it looks like down in Antarctica. Obviously very cold and icy. Not a whole lot of plant or animal life going on. There are mountains. There are different geological features. There's some animals, right? There's whales, seals, penguins, things like that. But Antarctica is actually a desert. I know it's hard to think of it like that because it's all snowy. But that's snow that's dropped over years and is frozen. It doesn't get a whole lot of snow. It doesn't get a whole lot of rain, which makes it a desert. It's the world's largest desert. Humans have very little interactions with Antarctica. There are some research bases, scientists who go down there to study things like global warming or animals and different things like that. But there's no cities, there's no towns, not a whole lot of business going on in Antarctica. We'll watch a video of class. Your goal today is to make maps of Antarctica. You're going to try and make 4. Now, you're going to draw it yourself. You're going to draw what the continent looks like. The first map is going to be a physical map. And so the directions will be on the paper where you're going to have to show me where some mountains are, bays, and things like that. Then you're going to do a political map because some countries claim to own Antarctica. So you're going to have to draw a map that shows me who thinks they own what. Some sort of thematic map of your choice. Could be like, one's going to be about exploration and then one's of your choice, and I'll give you some options. Your maps must include a title, legend, and then some use of color or symbols to express the information. So get out your Chromebook, look up Google, find a physical map of Antarctica, and you're going to try and recreate it on your paper without tracing. Then a political map, then a thematic one, then another thematic one. If you have any questions, let me know.